Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. I have lost my script here. So, okay, yeah, that's why I had to restart the computer earlier. Anyway, this show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. You know, I think I gotta edit that out because I think we are actual historians at this point. So, anyway, the sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Alexander, and today I am joined by...
Mr. Schmeat.
Yep, Mr. Schmeat, Bangerang, or Bangoat-rang. And in the live studio audience, we have the Zanisos, Zany. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway, today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, November 28th, 2022. I almost said 23rd. Why can't I get the calendar date right? Anyway, let's start us off here. In 587, we have the Treaty of Andelot. King Guthrum of Burgundy named cousin Childebert II as heir. Okay. We got a historic event here in 1291, a pretty good time jump there. Eleanor of Castile, wife of King Edward I of England, dies in Northamptonshire. Crosses were erected when her body, where her body rests on the way to London. Huh. So, that's interesting. And then another historic event here in 1520, Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan began crossing the Pacific Ocean. Well, alright then. Magellan. Mr. Schmeat. If you want, you can read 1600 here.
Crap. My Chrome's acting up.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, then I shall continue while you get situated and everything. 1600,
yeah,
the Royal... Sorry?
Go ahead.
Okay. 1600, the Royal Society was founded at Gresham College in London, England, following a lecture by Sir Christopher Wren. So what is the Royal Society? That sounds familiar. Let's see here. Bloop, ba-doop, doop, doop. Let's see here. The Royal Society, formerly the Royal Society of London for Improving Natural Knowledge, is a learned society and the United Kingdom's National Academy of Sciences. Well, that's interesting. And please don't mind the microphone making noise. It was being moved to better make the new addition to today.
The Golden Loon, yeah.
Yeah, more audible. I said that in a very weird way, but anyway, yeah. So I have the wiki for this Royal Society. Posting it in the underbar of the description right now, and post it. Anyway, moving on up here, we got a pirate attack in the year 1717. Blackbeard attacked and captured a French merchant slave ship, which he renamed as his flagship, the Queen Anne's Revenge. Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder what happened to the slaves. Like, did he put them back on a boat, send them back, or what happened?
He probably. Well, he never took slaves, as far as I'm aware. So I would assume he either dropped them off on an island or let them go, or something.
Well, it says here, Blackbeard freed a lot of slaves during his piracy career, but he was no abolitionist. A number of ships he captured were slave ships, which tended to be larger to account for maximum cargo. Upon capture, a large proportion of slaves joined the pirates, clearly the better choice rather than be on the plantation. So he freed the slaves and inducted them into his ranks. That's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think he really cared either way. Like, it was what it was.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, it's easy from today's world to look back, you know, and be like, oh, slavery, bad, blah, blah, blah. But back then, it was just a way of life, you know, it was business.
Right, but for Blackbeard, that was piracy was his life.
That's it.
It didn't matter, it didn't matter the cargo. You know, okay, they're slaves, join my ranks, and, you know, he just increased his forces.
Yeah. You know?
Because, you know, like, what better army to have than freed slaves that
exactly.
you freed?
Yeah, because you release them from bondage, and, like, you know, it's not like they owe you anything, but it's still, you know, gratitude, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think Blackbeard cared about slavery, but I don't think he approved of it either.
Well, it says here he was
not.
not an abolitionist, so like you're right.
He just didn't care. He was out to do business.
Yeah,
Pirate is
and
taking your ship.
yeah, and so like he just got another crew, another ship to add to his fleet.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he made this as his lead ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Probably because of the size of it.
Yeah. But have you caught up on your Chrome? Are you in 1720?
I'm currently looking at 1520 and 1842, 1814. I think 1814.
You gotta click on the events, not on the highlights.
Oh, I'm on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am on events
All right.
now.
Yeah. Scroll down to 1720 if you wish. Got a historic event and more pirates here for you.
Here we go. Okay. 1720. Anne Bonny and Mary Read are tried, found guilty of pirate, and sentenced to death in Spanish town, Jamaica. Although their discovered pregnancies win them stays of execution.
So out there, pregnant pirates.
So,
Like,
in that time, you gotta understand that like the people, the governing body of the seas was mainly the British and the Spanish,
and the French.
and a lot of their rules and stuff dealt with chivalry. Like it was very, very, it was very frowned upon in royal society to kill a pregnant woman, regardless of her status.
Yeah. Well, because because she's carrying another life inside of her, like no matter how bad the mother is, the child can still be saved. Right. Maybe so. Like
even back then, those in power feared public opinion.
Yeah.
It looked bad on the royalty if they went around killing women, killing women that were pregnant, regardless of what they did.
Yeah.
It's just So like that's kind of a neat little. Their executions were stayed because of prejudice.
I tell you one thing: the powers that be today, I know they do what they do because they fear public opinion, but they really got to back off because public opinion is going to wash over them like a freaking tsunami here if they don't freaking stop.
I'll tell you this: you know what the biggest regret of anyone in power is today?
Getting in there,
allowing the average citizen access to the internet.
Yeah. that is a catalyst.
Allowing us to communicate was their biggest fucking mistake.
Yep.
Back then it was easier.
Communicate and organize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at what they're doing in China. Like, you can't get more than 2 people in China without somebody noticing. So.
Right. But to stay on subject, what I mean is look at back then.
Yeah.
Pirates were so successful because they had forms of communication that average people didn't.
Yeah, and like this whole literacy thing, like it wasn't until 100, 200 years ago before people really started being able to read in mass. So
exactly.
So yeah. Anyway, let's move on up here. Right. You want to tell us about 1754?
1754. Jean Baptiste Leron Alberton is elected to be French Academy of Science. Or is elected to the French Academy of Sciences.
Well, that's cool. And I hear your cat. I hear your cat wanting to join in on the show too.
My baby.
Yeah. And I see that we have Brendan Fraser. Welcome as well.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm well. I'm well.
Nice.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
Yeah. And Bangarang, you have one more because we read 3 for 3. So I get 3 articles, you get 3 articles. Brendan here gets 3 articles.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1878. Whistlers v. Ruskin, the most famous trail in art history, ends with the artist named McNeil Whistler awarded a token farthing in compensation after suing the writer and critic John Rustin for label seeking £1,000 in damages.
Dang. What's 1,000 pounds in 1878? So let me look this up. 1,000 pounds, 1878. So let's see. 1,000 pounds, or it says $1,000, so it's not even telling me pounds.
£1,000.
Yeah. So
No, it's £1,000. Yeah.
I know. Well, there is no. There doesn't seem to be a
Oh no, they're talking about
Yeah.
pound sterling. They're talking about pound sterling.
Right.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Farthing. A farthing is farthing. A token farthing.
That's a denomination of money. It's a small amount.
Yeah, a small amount, farthing.
Let's say sterling, I believe, was worth around. It's worth around $1. It's worth around. They're pretty close. They're not the exact same value.
Well, this
'Cause the
doesn't even
conversion
say
rate
sterling. This just says 1,000 pounds in damages. It doesn't say if it's sterling or not. So
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
this
that's what
is
it is.
£1,000.
Yeah, no, it's pound.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what pound. Yeah, pound is pound sterling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I think he's trying to understand what how much £1,000 then would be worth today.
That's what I was trying to do, because there is a money converter, like what is $1,000
Yeah.
purchasing power in today's, but they don't have one of those for pounds. It looks like, unless I'm not
The
looking.
pound was much more valuable than.
Oh yeah.
What's the date? I don't even know.
1878.
Wait,
Well,
the
yeah.
dollar was around, but it was much more
Yeah.
valuable. Today, he's right. Today, it's almost 1-to-1.
Yeah. But, well, that's my challenge for the viewers. What was 1,000 pounds in 1878 worth today? So not
pounds
dollars,
today?
pounds. Yeah. How much
pound.
worth it be?
I would to the viewers, I would really like to know that because my math sucks.
I figured it out. Wait, so what year was it? What was it?
1878.
1870?
1878.
1870. Okay, so I'm going off of 1870 to 2022. It is the current value would be 22,749 and 1 cent. Or wait,
Pounds.
it'd be around there.
Pounds or dollars?
Or no,
that amount.
Wait, never mind. That's a dollar. Never mind. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me.
No,
That amount of money.
we
back
gotta-
then
It'd be
was-
close.
we got to
It'd be
keep
around that
moving
ball.
forward, but I'm going to issue this as a challenge
Okay.
to the viewers. What was
Okay.
1,000 pounds sterling in 1878? How much would it be worth today? So,
In pounds.
Yeah.
in
And
pounds.
give us a scale of the actual value of each, like sterling, non-sterling, all that.
Yeah. Anyway, Rhombusser, it is your turn now, 1893.
Alrighty, in 1893, women vote in a national election for the first time in the New Zealand general election.
Yeah, the first country to grant women the right to vote. So that's really cool.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good work, New Zealand.
Ooh,
work.
and what a great article for you to get, Rhombus.
Oh, nice. There we go. In 1895, America's first auto race organized by the Chicago Times-Herald. Chicago to Evanston and back. 6 cars, 55 miles. Frank Duryea wins, averaging 7 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Which at the time, 7 miles per hour was fast.
Oh, yeah.
Was very fast.
Yeah. Can you imagine going 7 miles per hour in that bathtub on wheels? You know?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Actually, I'd like to imagine what a caveman would feel like riding in a horse and cart.
Have you ever seen the movie Year One?
Yes, I have, but like I'm talking about like a genuine reaction.
Yeah, well, no, like I think that would be a genuine reaction. Remember, like they got all like crazy and they threw up. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got a music premiere here.
Oh, nice. In 1901, Gustav Mahler conducts premiere of the Sports Symphony in G at Saal Concert Hall in Maxvorstadt, Munich, Germany, to mixed reviews.
All right. We got another historical event here in 1905. Arthur Griffith formed Sinn Féin in Dublin. He's an Irish politician and founder of Sinn Féin. So, what is Sinn Féin? Something political? Let's look this up here. Sinn Féin. It is an Irish Republican and Democratic Socialist Party. That's not good. Active throughout both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. The original Sinn Féin organization was founded in 1905 by Arthur Griffin, as we just read. So, I have the wiki here for it, and I'm going to post it in the underbar right now for further reading if our audience members do so wish to further educate themselves on that subject matter. But then jumping up into 1906, Canadian Tommy Burns retained his World Heavyweight Boxing title after being pushed to a 20-round draw by Philadelphia Jack O'Brien in Los Angeles, California. All right. And we got some film and TV history here. In 1907, in Haverhill, Massachusetts, scrap metal dealer Louis B. Mayer opened his first movie theater. Oh, wow. MGM.
Yeah.
So, wow. So before that, he was a scrap metal dealer. Huh. And then he went and formed one of the most powerful entertainment companies of all time.
Yeah.
So Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer.
Humble beginnings.
He's also creator of the star system. Is that like the ranking system, like 5 stars?
Probably.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving back to Bangarang. 1918.
In 1906, Canadian Tom Burns retains his World Heavyweight Boxing title after being pushed to a 20-round draw by Philadelphia Jack O'Brien in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, we've already been through that in 1907. If you don't mind, can you tell us about 1918, please?
Okay. Of course. Kaiser Wilhelm II of and Germany abdicates.
Yep.
Abdicates.
Yep, he abdicated.
Gave up his crown.
Yeah, because
that means he gave up his crown.
Yeah.
He was forced to.
Well, because the Germans lost the First World War, so he just stepped down, and that was the end of the Second Reich.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Then you got an election of interest here.
American-born lady Nancy Astor elected as the first female member of the British House of Commons.
Well, that's cool. Huh. So, yeah.
Nice.
Very progressive.
Like New Zealand, I'm not sure if they were still under the British Crown or not when they elected the first female leader of all time. But yeah, now later on Britain, first female member of the British House of Commons. That's really cool. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, several home runs for the ladies out there today. So, yeah. You got another one here in 1925.
1925, government of Aristide Briand sworn in.
Yeah, the 7th French government.
Briand.
Yeah. He was the 11th Prime Minister of France. So that's interesting. Then moving on up into more 1925 for Brendoom. It's your turn now.
Alrighty. Hang on, give me a second.
Where's Alice?
In 1925, NHL goalie Gorgas Vezina lapses and died 4 months later of TB.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
That's not good. That tuberculosis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jesus.
It's Georgia.
Georgia.
No, it's Georgia. It's Georgia.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
It's cool, but for context, it's actually pronounced Georgia.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
The country. The country of Georgia.
The country of Georgia.
I know it's an odd spelling with an ES at the end, but like my grandmother was a grammar Nazi, and so she when I would say stuff like that, but it's actually pronounced Georgia.
All right. Well, you got 2 more here, Brendoom.
Alrighty. In 1929, Richard E. Byrd makes his first South Pole flight.
Huh.
Nice.
What a fitting name. A guy named Bird. Flying.
Flying to the south.
Now, Richard, we all know that nickname for Richard is Dick. So is this guy a Dickie Bird?
Is he a dick bird?
Yeah. Well, no, a Dickie Bird is, I think, an actual bird.
Yeah.
I remember, like, the Muppets did some kind of, like, you know, opera thing with that bald eagle, grumpy Muppet. So.
He caught hell. You know he caught hell with his name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, had to have.
Fly like a bird, Bird.
Fly like a bird.
Are you a dick bird?
I like an eagle.
Fly like an eagle. Anyway, you got another one here in 1930.
In 1930, Howard Hanson's Second Symphony romantic premieres.
Howard Manson. Oh no.
It's Marilyn Manson's dad.
Oh jeez.
Oh, is that actually true?
I wonder if he's either related to Marilyn Manson or Charles Manson. Either one of those. Questionable. Well, one's worse than the other, but still.
Marilyn Manson. I said Manson by mistake, and I was like, "Oh, geez, we got another Manson."
Oh God.
Got another person with crazy music videos.
Anyway, 365 days later, in 1931, Australian cricket master batsman Don Bradman scored 226 in his first Test appearance versus South Africa and first Test in Brisbane.
Cricket.
Like it, mate.
Brisbane.
There it is. In 1932, Groucho Marx performed on radio for the first time. Oh, yeah, that's cool. There he is with his glasses, mustache, and cigar. Hey, Groucho Marx, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Quick question. Is it Brisbane or is it Preston?
Preston?
Is it Brisbane or is it Breston? Y'all were talking about a city.
Brisbane.
Brisbane, okay.
Yeah, Brisbane, the city in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that I heard correctly.
Yeah. Well, you can also see it. You know, you have the script up on your phone. It's Brisbane.
Oh, I need to scroll up. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, then we got a murder of interest in 1933. A Dallas grand jury delivered a murder indictment against Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. Hey, Bonnie and Clyde. For the January 1933 killing of Terrence County Deputy Malcolm Davis. We all know how their story ends.
Yep.
Well,
Regarding Bonnie and Clyde, have you ever seen the movie The Highwaymen?
I have not.
We gotta give that a watch. It's a good movie. It's got Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson in it.
There's a lot of good movies out there, and we recently saw Only the Brave on Friday, and that's a really good movie based off of actual events. Like that's the one where the 19 firefighters died in Yarnell.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, moving back up to Bangarang, we got a historic event for you to read in 1934, if you so wish.
Winston Churchill tells British Prime Minister Stanley not to underestimate German air power.
Oh yeah.
No, that'd be a bad call.
And we all know how that happened in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, well, the Battle of Britain, that was the point, and they stood firm and they repelled them with, a lot of volunteers, from the U.S. and other countries. So,
but it was still clusterfuck nonetheless.
Yeah, it was actually, I think the Royal Palace got bombed once too, Buckingham. Yeah. So.
Right. See, for back then, the fact that the Battle of Britain even happened is probably because of Stanley Baldwin's negligence.
No, not necessarily. It happened. Well, it happened because of why can't I remember? Neville Chamberlain, just not doing anything about Germany, despite all of the political, guarantees they had to countries like Poland and whatnot. And then it wasn't until they were on their door, and then Hitler was planning his Operation Sea Lion, which is a naval invasion of the island nation of Great Britain. but they were not ready. Like they didn't, because the Higgins boats, we only had it because those were actually initially those were developed by Higgins to be used as some kind of crawfish boat or something out in the bayou. That's why it was so shallow and everything.
Yeah.
And they were redeveloped into the perfect landing craft, essentially for that time. With Operation Sea Lion, which was doomed to fail since the start. And there's a whole video on that. I don't know where. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they were just planning on the old style, just getting off the boats into rowboats and just rowing to shore, or you're power moding to shore, and that would even if they did get on the island, they would not be on there for too much longer. So the Battle of Britain, was to soften up the island nation for an invasion, but an invasion that would one way or another fail ultimately. So they didn't really have much to worry about as far as that was concerned. But yeah. But anyway, you got music history here in 1938. This guy again. Bang.
1938, Dmitri Shostakovich. Shostakovich. Which is Suit for Jazz Orchestra No. 2 premieres in Moscow, USSR.
All right. And you got another one here.
And in 1939, Hans Frank, Nazi Governor General of Poland, organizes Judenrat.
Judenrat, which I know Juden means Jew in Germany. But what is a Judenrat? A Judenrat was a World War II administrative agency imposed by Nazi Germany on Jewish communities across occupied Europe, principally within the Nazi ghettos. The Germans required Jews to form a Judenrat in every community across the occupied territories. So it was their own governmental party within their thing, to obviously be monitored by
Nazis.
That's well. Now I know what to look for with how everything is going, in today's world. Because I've been seeing a lot of not exact repeats, but a lot of mirroring in history. What's going on. To certain people. You and I have talked about this, Loon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, Mr. Ramister here has a conference of interest here.
All right. In 1943, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin meet at the Tehran Conference in Iran to map out strategy.
Yep, the big three. That's when they were talking about invading Europe. So I think they were talking about the strategy of invading Italy, And then Stalin was there. He was pushing back against Operation Barbarossa. So, ultimately, not only did Hitler open up a second front, but eventually he had a three-front war. He had the Russians moving in from the east. He had us moving up from the south through Italy. And then after we made landfall in France, that's another front. So we got him mostly surrounded.
That was much later in the fight, though.
Yeah, but this was the planning that led to that.
Okay.
So,
as crazy as Stalin was, he had a pretty good mustache. He knew how to grow a mustache really well. You gotta give
That's the only thing I admire about the man is that glorious mustache.
It is a very nice mustache.
it is.
Those are nice thigh ticklers.
Like,
Those are nice thigh ticklers.
One would say it's the people's mustache. Da, 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 da.
Bro really just threw the. Oh God, not that.
Have you heard the 90s Soviet national anthem? It's very 90s. It's very 90s.
Very not.
Yeah, I gotta show you after the show. But anyway, you got another one here in 51.
In 1951, John Van Druten's "I Am a Camera" premieres in New York City.
All right.
So we gotta mispronounce word.
I wonder if it was flashy.
Had to have been.
Yeah.
It better be. I mean, if he's naming a thing after a camera.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm getting a phone call.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Ramos, here, you
Can
have
boot
one
me out
more. Oh, sorry?
Can you boot me out real quick?
All right. There we go.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I had to start my car up. Because I got to go down and get the Acadia.
All right. You have time to read one more?
Yes. In 1957, Look Homeward, Angel, played based on the book by Thomas Wolfe, adapted by Ketty Frings, and starring Anthony Perkins, premieres in New York City.
Ah. All right. This guy on the right,
Alrighty,
Thomas
well,
Wolfe, the novelist, looks like a young, what's-his-face, who plays Mooney in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or...
He does look like a younger version of him, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, and he also was
Actually,
in Animal House, Dean Wormer. Yeah.
Him.
Moving on up to 1957, we got some sports history here. Milwaukee Braves future Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn won the Cy Young Award. And then we got a Catholic encyclical, Pope John Paul, the 23rd in the year 1959, published encyclical Princeps Pastorum. What is that? Princeps Pastorum.
I'm gonna hop off because I gotta
All right.
take extra human beings with me
Extra human beings
to get
with
my
you.
car because they'll have to grab the car and go, and then I'm gonna grab my Acadia and then go to work.
All right. You have fun at work, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Alrighty. Yes, sir. All right. Catch you later, man.
Yep. It says here, Princeps Pastorum is the title of an encyclical letter promulgated by Pope John the 23rd on 20th of November 1959. It is derived from a biblical passage, I Peter 5:4, or 1 Peter 5:4, I don't know. In its English translation, the letter opens with the phrase, "On the day when the Prince of the Shepherds entrusted to us his lambs and sheep." So, that sounds interesting. I'm going to put a link to this wiki in the underbar as well. Moving on up to 1961, Martin Wassler's Der Abischer premiered in Munich. He's a writer, so, whatever that is, probably a book or something. We got a radio premiere in 1967, the first radio pulsars detected by British postgraduate Jocelyn Bell Burnell and her supervisor Anthony Hewish at Cambridge University. So first, radio pulsars.
What does that mean?
That sounds like what is a radio pulsar? Let's see, radio pulsars. A pulsar from pulsating radio source is a highly magnetized rotating neutron star that emits beams of electromagnetic radiation out of its magnetic poles. I knew it was something interstellar. So that's like, you know, because what was the star again? A neutron star. They're so dense that essentially the entirety of Mount Everest, you know, as far as density, is in a teaspoon.
No.
It's so dense, and because of that, it just like boom, it releases energy because it's so dense.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, music history here in Music history here in 1968. John Lennon was fined 150 pounds for unauthorized drug possession. Again, here we go.
I wonder what country he's busted in. Well, it was in town, so
yeah,
had to be in England somewhere, I guess.
Somewhere, yeah. Can you be a little bit closer? I'm not seeing you pick up here.
Okay.
So then we got some more sports history. In 1972, the Los Angeles Dodgers traded Frank Robinson to the California Angels. Which is now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So.
Well, they're not really in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but they're in the greater Los Angeles area, and that's the technicality that LA wants, so they can have the Angels.
That's
so
because they got into legalities because they're not in LA County, they're not in LA City, they're in Orange County, so they let them have LA Angels of Anaheim.
Yep.
So Anaheim allowed them to have that as soon as they put in the of Anaheim.
I mean, we live in the greater metropolitan area of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we're like an hour's drive away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But they wanted the LA to broadcast back to Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be much more recognizable.
Ah, all right. Yeah. Then here we go again. This guy, I'm dead. 1974, Bowie Kun suspended George Steinbrenner for 2 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, I wonder what he did. So,
Bowie Kuhn,
Yeah.
he was the, what do you call it, of baseball?
What do you mean? What do you call it?
The head of it.
Oh, yeah, well, he was a commissioner.
Commissioner,
MLB
thank
commissioner,
you.
yeah. In 1975, Bobby Orr played his last game for the Boston Bruins. I don't know why I said his last name like that, but whatever. Bobby Orr. Like, I mean, it's 2 R's. You got to roll the tongue.
No, you don't.
No,
Bobby Orr will do.
Bobby Orr. 1978, Atlantic Records released "Briefcase Full of Blues," the debut album by the by the Blues Brothers. I'm stupid. The Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Why am I not reading today? John Belushi. Album topped the chart and became best-selling blues record of all time. And Dan Aykroyd went on to create a Crystal Skull vodka because he is obsessed with those Crystal Skulls. Yeah. 1978 as well. Reds fired manager Sparky Anderson after 9 years.
Yep.
All right. We got a papal visit in 1979. Pope John Paul II's first papal visit to Turkey, almost 1.5 years before Turkish native Mehmet Al-Aga attempted to kill him. What? Okay. Like, that's violent.
Yeah.
Wow. We got an election of interest here in 1981. New Zealand general election won by ruling National Party and Prime Minister Robert Muldoon. 1982, Germany's Sylvia Haneke staged remarkable comeback to upset tennis icon Martina Navratilova. I know I didn't pronounce that right.
You were close.
1-6, 6-3, 6-4 to win her only WTA Tour Championship in New York City. 1984, almost 200 years after their deaths, William Penn and his wife Hannah Callowell Penn are made honorary citizens of the United States.
No,
which is
their deaths. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, over 250 years after their deaths. And this guy's the creator of Pennsylvania, so you'd think he would be a citizen.
Yeah.
So, but I guess not. Anyway, 1986, U.S. Reagan administration exceeded SALT II arms limitation for the first time. Or limitations for the first time. So they met the requirements and then they went beyond.
Exceeded them, yeah.
So good. So 2 years later, 1988, Picasso's Acrobat and Harlequin sold for $38.46 million. And I keep saying you want to talk about money laundering, the art industry is where to go. Because nothing is regulated, everything is bidded on. So, and auctions as well as everything else can be toyed with and everything.
Yeah,
so,
they manipulate the crowd.
Yeah.
Auctioneers. That's their profession. That's what they do to generate the most money.
Yeah. And this is the Acrobat and Harlequin. So this sold for nearly $40 million. Will you spend $40 million on that?
Do I have $40 million? No.
If you did. Yeah.
I don't think so.
But then moving on up to 1989, Queen Latifah released her debut hip-hop album, All Hail the Queen, featuring single Ladies First. Wow. What a self-important bitch it sounds like.
I don't know.
Making it all about herself. Yeah. All Hail the Queen, Ladies First, really? That's extremely sexist right there. She should be gone after for that. 1989 as well, Ricky Henderson signed record $3 million per year Oak A's contract. And his face says it all. Not bad. $3 million a year? Mm-hmm. I'll take that.
That's nothing today.
Oh, yeah. Laughable today. 1990, Conservative Party chose John Major to succeed Margaret Thatcher as leader and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. All right. Good old British lady with the Texas hair.
Yeah.
1990 as well, Singapore's Lee Kuan Yew resigned, ending his term as Singapore's longest-serving Prime Minister. Okay. We've got a historic event here. In 1994, convicted serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was clubbed to death by fellow inmate Christopher Scarver in the Columbia Correctional Institution Gymnasium in Portage, Wisconsin. Yeah, I saw a video about this actually not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, how he there's this whole conspiracy that this guy Christopher Scarver made it clear he wanted to kill Jeffrey Dahmer for what Jeffrey did, and then they put him into a cell with him. So they set it up. So
prison has its definite rules. And to be a rapist or whatever in there, you're not looked upon very well.
Oh yeah, well, like, remember my friend in prison right now.
Yeah.
Like, for his convictions, they had to put him in special, places and everything, just so the other inmates won't go after him.
Yeah.
So, but then in 1999, we got sports history in an All-American final. Pete Sampras defeated Andre Agassi 6-1, 7-5, 6-4 to win his fifth and final ATP Tour World Championship tennis title in Hanover, Germany. Huh.
There's two great ones that played each other.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do the split here. Might not even have to do the split, but we'll see. 2005, Ballon d'Or. FC Barcelona's Brazilian midfielder Ronaldinho was named best football player in Europe ahead of Chelsea midfielder Frank Lampard and Liverpool's Steven Gerrard. All right. Got some more sports history in 2010. In a classic matchup, Roger Federer won his fifth season-ending ATP World Tour Finals tennis title with a 6-3, 3-6, 6-1 victory over Rafael Nadal of Spain, in the final in London, England. 2012, The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, good movie. First of the Hobbit film series, directed by Peter Jackson, starring Martin Freeman and Ian McKellen, premiered in Wellington, New Zealand. Because it was filmed mostly in New Zealand.
Oh,
beautiful
okay.
Countryside. Yeah, no, all of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies.
Oh, I didn't know
mostly
that.
filmed in New Zealand.
You're right, though.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful country there.
Mm-hmm. Got a boxing title fight in 2015. British boxer Tyson Fury defeated Ukrainian Vladimir Klitschko by unanimous decision to win WBA, WBO, IBO, the Ring Magazine, and lineal heavyweight titles in Dusseldorf, Germany, ending Klitschko's 9-year reign as champion. Holy crap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles in one. That's insane. 2016, the musical Hamilton, starring Lin-Manuel Miranda and Anthony Ramos, set a new record for most money earned in a week on Broadway, which was $3.3 million. Wow, 1 week. He made over $3 million right there.
Not bad day, not bad week's work.
Yeah, really good. All right, historic event here in 2017, Uhuru Kenyatta was sworn in for a second term as president of Kenya. And this guy was either the son or the grandson of the founder of Kenya, Kenyatta, Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
He's the son of Jomo Kenyatta, Kenya's first president. Okay, so he's the son.
Okay.
So yeah. And then moving on up to
almost like a ruling class has started.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I was actually just thinking that, like, is this a dynasty?
Yeah.
Like. And then 2020, Joe Biden injured his foot playing with his dog Major. Okay, why is that highlighted? Why do we care?
Wow.
Why do we care? Why do we care? Leftist source. Why do we care? Seriously.
I don't know why it's highlighted. I don't even know why it's listed.
I know, like, that's listed and highlighted. Yet, the anniversary of the death of Genghis Khan is not even mentioned. Are you kidding me? Like. Let's go, Brandon. Anyway, 2021, just last year, Honduras presidential elections, Xiomara Castro elected country's first female president, which was declared on December 2nd. So, Castro, that's not a good name. Be a leader. Uh-oh. So, anyway, before we move on to births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most?
Well, I'm thinking back.
Well, the start of the Royal Society.
The pirate thing.
Blackbeard, alleviating those slaves from their bondage.
Yeah.
And,
he was right. He just didn't care one way or another. It was
Yeah.
cargo that he wanted to get rid of, or they could join.
Yeah.
It was just all commodity. What are we going to do with it? Get rid of it.
I mean, it's like, hey, you're a pirate. What are you going to do? I can either drop you off in Jamaica, or you can stay with me. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, so... I'd rather fight as a free man than live as a slave, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. The first auto race in the United States.
7 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a blistering, breathtaking 7 miles per hour. His hat probably shifted in the wind. Oh my God. So I can walk faster
It was
than
pretty
that.
daring, I guess, in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's not forget, like, this other pirate thing. Like, they were sentenced to death, but they were they were unsentenced to death because they were pregnant.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but I ask you, audience, what about you? Anything you found interesting? You know, you wish we elaborated more on? Anything that you would have liked to, have something to say about or whatever? If you have anything to say, start a dialogue in the comments section. Let's go. Anyway, we're going to move on into bursts, but I think we're going to be losing the loon here.
Yeah.
All right.
You are indeed.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Enjoyed it. Have fun.
Will do. You too. You too.
You too. You're reading it.
Starting us off in bursts in the year. I see we have been joined again by Zanny. Thank you for returning. Starting us off in the year 1118 or 1118, we have Manuel I Komnenos, Emperor of the Byzantine Empire from 1143 through 80, died in the year 1180. He must have died in office. Then we have John Bunyan. I wonder if he had any bunions. Born on this date in 1628, was an English minister and author, The Pilgrim's Progress, born in Elstow, Bedfordshire, England, dying in 1688. We have William Blake, 1757, an English poet and artist, songs of innocence and experience, born in London, England, dying in 1827. Friedrich Engels, 1820, was a German social philosopher and revolutionary socialist who co-authored the Communist Manifesto. Ugh, not good. With Karl Marx, born in Brabant, Kingdom of Prussia, dying in 1895. Then we have John Wesley Hyatt in 1837, a U.S. inventor who simplified the production of celluloid, born in Starkey, New York, dying in 1920. Well, that's all right. That's awesome. John Wesley Hyatt invention. Let's see here. Hyatt invention. There we go. Celluloid. John Hyatt invented the process for making celluloid, the first artificial plastic, in the late 1860s while searching for a substitute for ivory for making billiard balls. Hyatt combined nitrocellulose, camphor, and alcohol and heated the mixture under pressure to make it pliable for molding. So that's interesting. So I'm going to have a link to the celluloid Wikipedia in the underbar, but I'm not posting it right now immediately. And actually, I can't. So I'm going to save it in here because my notepad's in my other screen. My other screen is frozen again. So moving on up to, from this guy, we have Henry Bacon. 1866 was a U.S. architect, Lincoln Memorial, born in Waseca, Illinois. I think I know someone in Illinois. No, that's in Indiana. Sorry. Too many I states. Died in 1924. So this is the architect of the Lincoln Memorial. I've been there. It's a really great place. I would recommend visiting it before they... because there actually is murmurs I've been reading about taking down Thomas Jefferson's statue and replacing it with, what's her face from the Kardashians? Kim Kardashian, I think. So go and visit these monuments and these historical sites before they're taken down by the powers that be. Anyway, moving on up to 1894, we have Brooks Atkinson was born on this date. He is a U.S. drama critic for the New York Times, born in Melrose, Massachusetts, dying in 1984. That's weird. 1894 through 1984, it's just the numbers switched. That is wild. So, and who else was born on this day? Berry Gordy, still alive, 93rd. Happy birthday. Dang, that's up there. 1929, Berry Gordy Jr., a U.S. songwriter, producer, and record company founder, Motown, born in Detroit, Michigan. Huh. And who else do we have here? Ed Harris, 1950, a U.S. actor, writes Stuff, Swing Shift, Walker, and Coma, born in Inglewood, New Jersey. We also have Dave Righetti, 1958, a U.S. baseball pitcher for the Yankees and the Giants. Kind of looks like George W. Bush, a little bit right there. Hold on a second, I am sorry. He was also a coach, born in San Jose, California. Ah, cool. We got Alfonso Cuarón, 1961, a Mexican film director. Gravity? He worked on Gravity. Huh. Born in Mexico City. Is this the same Gravity I'm thinking of? Let's see here. Gravity.
Yep, it probably is. Phenomenal graphics, crappy story.
Yeah, it is. And it's a funny thing, we spent more making that movie than the Indian Space Administration spent in sending a missile into space or whatever. That's a little funny. Spending more money on a space movie than an actual space mission. Hey, Jon Stewart, born on this date in 1962. A U.S. Emmy, Grammy, and Peabody Award-winning comedian and writer. The Daily Show, 1999 through 2015. Born in New York City, New York. He was a great host, and I miss his old work. When he got replaced by Trevor Noah, that show took a massive shit, and I only saw the first 3 episodes. And, yeah, so... Anyway, moving on up to 1987, Karen Gillan, Scottish actress, Doctor Who, Guardians of the Galaxy, born in Inverness, Scotland. Huh, she's only like about 3/4 of a year younger than me. That's interesting. And then, let's see, 1997, Thor Salden, Belgian pop singer, born in Antwerp, Belgium. Huh. So, somebody else named Thor now. Interesting. Moving on into deaths, starting us off in the year 741, we have Syrian Catholic Pope St. Gregory III. Alright. We also have Gian Lorenzo Bernini, died on this date in 1680, was an Italian Baroque sculptor, painter, and architect. St. Peter's Baldaccion, died at the age of 81. What is this, though? St. Peter's Baldaccion. What is a Baldaccion? Oh, this thing. So, hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So, yeah, his big throne thing, or whatever this is. Like Balchion. I don't know why the photo isn't loading. But, let's see here. Come on, give me something. There we go. That thing. Wow. So he's the architect behind that. That is amazing. I do need to go visit the Vatican. Although it is the Vatican is the largest, it is the smallest country by landmass, but has the highest crime rate per capita because of all the pickpocketers. Anyway, and we have Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben, 1794, was a Prussian-American military officer, Major General of the Continental Army, died at the age of 64. Yeah, the great American melting pot, you know, like every facet of our society, we had a little bit of everybody in there, you know, Prussian, you know, the French guy, Rochambeau, you know, yeah, helping us out. And we got Washington Irving, died on this date in 1859. He was an American author. Legend of Sleepy Hollow, died of a heart attack at the age of 76. Oh yeah, Ichabod Crane. So yeah. And we also have James Naismith, 1939, a Canadian U.S. physical educator and inventor of the basketball and the football helmets, died at the age of 78. Well, thank you. So 1939. So maybe he's the inventor of like just a leather cap football helmet, you know, from that time, which, you know, obviously gave way to the, you know, what we have today. But the inventor of basketball, that's really interesting. And pretty sure Golden Luna is going to be pretty disappointed to know that he's missed out on that. We got Enrico Fermi. Is this the Fermi paradox? 1954, an Italian U.S. nuclear physicist, gone fission. Fermium, Nobel Prize of 1938, died of stomach cancer at 53. Let's see here. Hold on. Who created the Fermi paradox? Fermi paradox, blah, blah, but let's see. Will it not tell me? So here's the Wikipedia of it. Let's see, the Fermi paradox, yada, 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 but who? Yeah, Enrico Fermi. Okay, yeah, so this is the guy. Yep, this is the guy who created the Fermi paradox. So I'm going to have this link in the underbar as well after the show. Save. Alright. Let's move on up here. In the Fermi paradox, I would strongly advise looking at that. It's scary shit. Anyway, we have Wilhelmina of the Netherlands, died on this date in 1962. She was the Queen of the Netherlands from 1890 through 1948. Died at the age of 82. Alright. Born in 1880, so she was Queen of the Netherlands at the age of 10. Wow. And she looks like a child, actually, in this picture. Or painting. Or whatever that is. Picture painting, something or other. Anyway, we have Enid Blyton, 1968, an English children's writer, 5th most popular author in the world. Famous 5, Secret 7, and The Adventure. Died at the age of 71. We also have Jeffrey Dahmer. We spoke about him earlier. Died on the state in 1994. Thank God. He was a U.S. serial killer, Milwaukee cannibal, killed in prison at 34. And with how things played out with the Netflix series, I couldn't have been more entertained. I didn't see the series. I'm just talking about how the entire alphabet people got all pissy about it. Anyway, moving on up to, let's just read 2021 here. Carrie Meek, a U.S. politician, Republican a representative for the Democrats in Florida from 1993 through 2003, died at the age of 95. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. For all of you and all of us, I am Eo Xander, and earlier today we were joined by the Golden Loon. We had the Rhombusser, and of course Zanny, is here. Thank you. Until you check us out tomorrow, we will not be doing a new show later on today, by the way. So, but until you check us out tomorrow, or whenever you do, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles!